Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over Leeds United versus Manchester United. And this was at Ellen Road today, so it was an away game for Manchester United. And before this game, Manchester United are on a run of 14 away games with no clean sheets. In this game, it does go to 15. This is their longest run in the last 40 years. I think this is one of those, doesn't really matter stats, but it's something that, Roy Keane would bring up. And like I said, I don't think it's a big stat to really, frown upon. I mean, Lamens has come in and he's been a much better goalkeeper than Onana. He hasn't made any super bad mistakes like Onana was making every single game he had a howler, but nonetheless, this game kind of disappointed. I think it was a little bit boring, and not boring in the sense as they weren't creating the most chances, but it just left a lot to be desired. And they both came out in a back three and both ended up switching to a 4-4-2 in the second half and later in the second half for Leeds. And that's kind of when the game opened up a lot more. I feel like it being in a back three early on for both sides was really not beneficial for their attack at all. Manchester United can't really play out of the midfield too well, not having Bruno Fernandes, and even when they do have Bruno Fernandes, they don't really play out of the midfield well. A lot of side-to-side passing, nothing too inspirational when it comes from that side of the ball for Manchester United. And I got to say the same for Leeds. Leeds weren't really doing much with their possession. It was kind of even possession throughout the entire game and really careless possession for Manchester United, which led to the first goal for Brendan Aronson and the first goal of this game, excuse me, for Brendan Aronson. And Dalot just plays a horrible pass to Aiden Heaven, leaves Aiden Heaven in absolute no man's land. And at that point, Aiden Heaven, all he can do is kind of try to shoulder barge him, but he had to catch him first. And the ball was so bad that it just pretty much led Aronson all the way through on goal. He puts it away, and instantly Amorim changes, takes off Lenny Yoro, who, let's talk about here for a second. I think Lenny Yoro, coming into the season, for me at least, had really high expectations. I thought he was going to be extremely good this season. He was one of the only few Manchester United players before the new signings that had come in that I was really excited to watch play. And I think when it comes to younger players like him, if you look at the dynamic between Lenny Yoro and Aiden Heaven right now, Heaven is playing with so much confidence, so he's playing way above Lenny Yoro right now. And I just think Yoro's had not a great season at all, but he's had a bad stretch of games in the last 2 months, and it's kind of led him to having a lack of confidence. He doesn't really believe in himself. You can see that in certain games. And it's for instance, when they played against Villa, he was scared to get touch tight to Morgan Rogers. And I feel like that's the kind of stuff that when you are having a ton of confidence, you get touch tight, you get the ball instantly. But he's just having a real lack of confidence right now. I think he will come good, and he's going to figure out. I think he just needs to get a good stretch of games. He gets subbed off for Joshua Zirkzee, who has a lot to prove, especially coming off in the 45th minute against Wolves. He had an absolute stinker, so he comes on and instantly changes the game. Amorim switches to a 4-4-2, which most of the fans have been crying out for, want to see more often for sure, and instantly the chances start getting created. And Zirkzee gets an assist within the first 3 minutes he's on the pitch to a Mateus Cunha, who, I need to talk about Cunha for a second. I think Mateus Cunha was really exciting coming from Wolves, and I'm not saying that he's not been a great player. I think he's one of those players where the stats really don't prove how he's playing. So if you go look at the GA, I think he has, including this game now, I think he has 5 in 15 or 5 in 14, which isn't bad by any means necessary. I'm just saying I feel like he needs to contribute a lot more. I think he gets underneath his own skin and gets into his own head a lot. And he does a lot of the things not necessarily wrong. I just feel like he passes when he shouldn't. He spends a little too much time on the ball. I feel like he's kind of careless from time to time, and I feel like he still thinks that he needs to do everything himself like he was doing at Wolves. And that's just not the case here at Manchester United. The squad, not necessarily right now, but the squad in general is a lot better than that Wolves side. So I just think he needs to stop trying to do too much from time to time. And when he does shoot, I mean, he strikes the woodwork a lot. He had a goal in the very beginning of the game that was offside. Absolute banger of a volley. But I just think he gets into his own head and he kind of throws little hissy fits here and there. But I think he's a fantastic player. He definitely passes the eye test. Some of the touches he has are fantastic. Some of the intricate plays that he makes are beautiful. I just think he's a great footballer, but the GA just hasn't really shown this season, and I think it will come eventually. I mean, we're halfway through the season now. He's got 5. I think he's got 4 goals, 5 goals, and 1 assist, so not too bad, especially considering who his strike partners are most of the time. So, and then Ugarte, we gotta talk about Ugarte. He is just a net negative when he's on the pitch. I don't know if it's just the way he looks. I have an agenda for sure, but he's just he's not a Premier League footballer at all by any means. He can't pass, he can't tackle. When he does intercept the ball from time to time, he can't do anything with it because he can't pass the ball. And he just does nothing with his possession ever. He can't dribble. I don't see what he's good at. I don't understand how PSG got 50 million for this guy. He is terrible. And a little bit after the equalizer from Cunha, Xerxes should have gotten another assist. He's on the left side of the pitch, plays a ball into Sesko, and I don't know if Sesko is all right mentally right now, but he goes to try to place it instead of just absolutely blasting it at Perry, and he tries to place it and places it wide. And you can see instantly the disappointment on his face, the disappointment on Xerxes' face. And I feel for Xerxes because he's had a rough season. I feel like Manchester United fans call for his name and his neck a lot. So to get 2 assists and possibly the winning assist in this game would have been a great moment for him. Great moment for Sesko as well, who was not really putting in goals as everyone thought he was going to this season. And I think this Manchester United Leeds game did leave a lot to be desired for. Finishes on a 1-1 draw. I think Leeds had a good amount of chances. I think United had a good Manchester United had a good amount of chances. I think this game realistically could have went either way, but it ends up in a draw. And I think, to be honest, it's a good result for both sides. Definitely not a dream result for Manchester United, but going to Ellen Road isn't the easiest thing, as some people may know. Chelsea. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and drop a like, and please hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 50 subs, and I really appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you. Peace.